Bonjour everyone, Françoise, your guiding star. Welcome to this new video dedicated to the supermoon, the first supermoon of the year, in Aries on October 7 at 1:47 p.m. Brisbane time, Australia, and sitting at 14 degrees 8 minutes of Aries. First of all, I would like to thank everyone who took advantage of my little September promotion. A 50% discount on a 1-hour astrology reading with me, online and fully recorded. And today, with this full moon in Aries, this super moon, highlighting the Aries-Libra axis, I am offering to you who is born as an Aries or a Libra, the same deal, a 50% discount for an astrological reading with me until the end of this month of October, that is the 31st of October. So seize this opportunity to find more clarity in yourself and send me your birth detail, the day, the time, and the town of birth on info@francoisemonroe360art.au. And please support me on my YouTube channel, Françoise the Guiding Star, by clicking the thumbs up, subscribe, and share a comment to tell me where you are listening me from. I read them all and will answer them. So this is a very, very big supermoon. We just have passed the eclipse season, which mark a real reset for some, and we are now confronted with the raw and rapid energy of Aries, as if to wake you up from a phase of introspection to take action. This super full moon illuminates the Aries-Libra axis. It is an important axis, since it is the axis that initiates the zodiac. Aries initiates the first 6 individual signs, Aries to Virgo, and then we move on to the 6 collective signs, which begin with Libra to Pisces. So the Aries-Libra axis is the axis of discovery. In Aries, it is the arrival of the being on earth, I am. And in Libra, it is the first encounter with the other, we are. It is the axis that requires the most balance for our personal balance, but also for the collective balance. So it is sometimes complicated to distinguish between your need and the needs of others. There are people who will prioritize their needs, and there are people who will prioritize the needs of others, and they will forget themselves. So this moon, this full moon, invites you to balance the me versus us. That means not being selfish, of course, but on the other hand, not forgetting yourself either. Be aware that if you forget yourself, you have much lower vibrations, whereas when you are full of joy, you vibrate high, and it is not being selfish to do what you love, because if you vibrate high, well, you will radiate all those good vibrations of joy into the universe, and therefore you will participate, knowing it or not, in raising the collective energy, and I think that right now we really need that. At full moon time, the sun fully illuminates the moon, therefore illuminating your emotions, because the moon is about your emotions. The moon in Aries, a fire sign that is known for igniting quickly, it is the first flame, it is a brave warrior, and on its dark side, it is being impatient, acting without thinking, imposing yourself too much. So you will have to calibrate this energy, and that is where the sun in Libra, he brings his balancing energy to pacify this brutal force, which can ignite too quickly and give you fuel to move forward. Conversely, if you have made too many compromises, or if you have put yourself down too much, you haven't made your voice heard enough, then during this super full moon, it is the moment where things can explode. This Aries moon is an auspicious moment to think about self-assertion. Take initiative, start something new. So it is time to dive into the unknown, because Aries has this pioneering energy and is not afraid to take risk and to be a leader. The message of this super full moon is to dare to move forward, to dare to be yourself. I am, in contrast to Libra, which means we are. So this moon in Aries highlights the me versus the you. So it could be a time full of tension between independence and compromise, between asserting your will and finding balance with the others. With the I am of Aries, you need to fully realize yourself based on your own motivations, your own needs, your own convictions, and move forward with clarity, listening to your instinct to guide you. And the question to ask yourself is, what is preventing me today from taking flight, from daring to truly embody who I am, to take a new start? Well, you may need to let go of some limiting patterns or beliefs to make room for this new energy. The sun in Libra represents the quest for harmony, serenity, sharing with others, pleasing others, putting them at ease. Libra is a very relational sign, and Aries is a go-getter, the entrepreneur who does things alone. So these two energies are completely opposite, but they can be complementary. It all depends on how you manage to integrate and channel these energies. So during this lunation, you may feel an inner conflict between what you want to experience and at the same time being confronted with others. That is to say, how to be accepted, to be validated, not to be rejected. This duality is about allowing yourself to be yourself, to remain in alignment in your relationships with others. Allowing yourself to say no if things don't suit you. Saying no to the other is saying yes to yourself, and vice versa. So there is a fine balance to be found here. The important thing is that you remain authentic, to create healthy connections, good connection by setting healthy boundaries, knowing how to say no and not submitting, because let's not forget that the dark side of Libra is submitting to the other. So this lunation is an invitation to learn to listen to the other as well, without rushing, without being reactive, impulsive, or even aggressive at times. Let the other express themselves. And this energy plays out both on personal and professional level. And also, you really have to try to understand what happened over the last 6 months. Because 6 months ago, we had the new moon in Aries, exactly on March 29. So, what happened during these last 6 months? Did you undertake a project? Did you start a relationship? So, this full moon is an ideal time to take stock of this last 6 months. So it is good to note down or write down everything you feel in this timeline of this super full moon, because there is something very primal about it. Because Aries is the first sign, therefore this is about new beginning. And also take the time to celebrate the accomplishments of the last 6 months. If you have managed to make your voice heard or create something for yourself, then celebrate it. See how you have progressed personally and leave behind those limiting beliefs that may still be holding you back, or those thoughts that tell you you are not enough. You know, Aries tell you that you are enough, that you have the courage to do it, and that you will learn step by step, and that you don't need to know everything right now. So it is time to take action, especially if you have been too hesitant to move forward. Now you want to move forward, to make decision and to dare. But be careful of impulsiveness. It is not about acting in a hurry, under the heat of emotions, because you can still get burned. This lunation offers you an immense opportunity, that of being courageous, of acting in accordance with what you believe, especially within yourself. Because this inner fire, this impulse, it calls for what you truly desire and what your soul truly wishes to create in your life. So take your courage in both hands and move forward with confidence, because the Aries-Libra axis invites you to revisit your decision-making power, your independence, and especially your self-confidence. And this can apply to all areas of your life. That is why it is important to look in your astrological chart to see in which houses the Aries-Libra axis is located in. These are the areas of your life that are impacted. What is remarkable is that this super full moon stands alone, without major aspects or conversations with other planets, asserting an essential independence. So when we have missing aspects in astrology, we look for them elsewhere. And here we explore the ruling planets of Aries and Libra. What are they doing? Mars rules Aries, but also Scorpion, and is in Scorpion. Mars in Scorpion is in full power in his domicile. Here he acts with intensity, depth, and strategic precision in every decision and action you take. This really helps you with the burst of emotion that this Aries super full moon can bring. On the other hand, Venus rules Libra. The Sun is in Libra, but in fall, and under the rulership of Venus, which is in Virgo, and Venus in Virgo is also in fall. So the Sun and Venus are both weakened. Because we have Mars in domicile and the Sun and Venus in fall, the strength of the I am has more weight than the strength of the we are. Venus in Virgo is anxious. She's going to be worried about the future. So we see that the Libra side, which represents the collective, the peace, is weakened, compared to the Aries side, which will gain all its strength. Look at the war around the world. Mars in Scorpions conjunct the Black Moon Lilith and Mercury widely, but still. Mars in Scorpion is not the Mars of Aries. Here he is very determined. He is a force of nature with incredible resilience, and he exerts his influence in a more subterranean way. He likes to swim in the deep. But be careful, this Mars in Scorpion on his dark side can have a strong character. And it can sometimes be very, very sharp. Ouch, that hurts. But if you channel the energy of Mars in Scorpion very well, you have an extraordinary potential for action with a very combative energy which helps you rise from the ashes. Mars in Scorpion invites you to reconnect with your inner warrior, this strength within you, this power of regeneration, resilience, combativeness, and to focus your energy on a specific goal to achieve. So to channel this energy, it is the right time to move. Energy in motion, we said. to do sports, body works, rather than leaving this energy being in destruction, whether it is in self-destruction, in cruelty, in anger, in aggressiveness. So really, really channel this energy and direct it towards a goal that serves and is constructive. Mars in Scorpion pushes you to go to the heart of things. Unlike Aries' impulsivity, it teaches you not to act on a whim, but to dive deep. With Mars in Scorpion, you want to transform rather than explode. Instead of blowing up at others, you can transmute with the Scorpion transformative power. Scorpion often speak of symbolic death and rebirth. It invites you to build your chrysalis, settle into it so your caterpillar side dies. Then you transform and you are reborn as a magnificent butterfly. So take advantage of the Scorpion's dark power, which helps you realize your true desires. With Scorpion's energy, you need to deeply know what you want. This supermoon is a moment of metamorphosis. She invites you to assert yourself without oppression. And here, use Mars in Scorpion, which helps you go to the heart of things and erase all superficiality. Mars in Scorpion is a master of psychology with a highly developed instinct or flair. So beware of its dark side. In your relationship especially, there could be impulsiveness, domination, manipulation. On his side, Mercury is reflection, mobility, cognitive faculties, communication. And we know that the communication of Mercury in Scorpion is never very diplomatic. So during this lunation, you risk hearing phrases, words that disturb you. And even yourself, you risk revealing truth, saying what is on your heart. Mercury in Scorpion has no filter at all. So Mercury-Mars conjunction in Scorpion invites you to seek the truth. You become like a detective, a psychologist, an alchemist. Your mind is sharp. You are very intuitive and you want to move forward a truth and look at it with lucidity. But be careful not to overthink to the point of becoming obsessed. And Mercury in Scorpion is in a tense conversation, a square, to Pluto in Aquarius, which increases the tension of this supermoon. Words become weapons. Speech cuts deep. Secrets are revealed. So be really, really careful in your communication with others. But maybe it is you who become sharp and want to defend yourself and be reactive. Or you might feel pushed around in this moment of questioning. Mercury is speech, so it is also about time to evolve in your way of expressing yourself, how you speak to others, how you think, to free your speech, to say things that have not been said for a long time. There are truths that still need to be expressed. Above all, Mercury in Scorpion loves loyalty, authenticity, truth. So to heal, to enlighten, to awaken, it is a very good position that is very evolving, but not always easy to get through. Mars in Scorpion is also conjunct the Black Moon Lilith. And here there is a destructive pattern within you that needs to evolve, to transform. And the Black Moon asks you, what is blocking you? What are your fears? What do you need to release, to free yourself and truly move forward on your path and make that new beginning so long awaited or desired? Venus in Virgo play an important role during this full moon, as she rules the Sun in Libra. Venus is a planet of love, emotional connection. She governs your value, your self-esteem, your money, and material worth. Venus in Virgo is very pragmatic, concrete. She's purifying and ritualistic, whether doing rituals in your household or for your body, mind, and spirit. So on the relational level, you would like to do a major cleaning of your relational patterns. You want to improve, cleanse, perfect things in your life. Venus is conjunct the South Node. The South Node corresponds to the baggage of your past lives, your karmic past. So during this timeline, you can meet people from the past. With this Venus South Node in Virgo, you want to abandon, let go of old ways of doing things that no longer work for you. You may be someone who seeks perfection, to be in control, with a very critical mind. So in your relationships, there would be something to release in relation to that. And on the other side, the North Node in Pisces calls you. It speaks to you of intuition, of abandoning yourself to the divine flow. Let go, let God. Of being in compassion, unconditional love. So this lunation is a time to free yourself from your desire to control. It is time to manage, to operate differently. In the background of the full moon, Chiron in Aries forms a 10th square to Jupiter in Cancer. This tension amplifies the wound brought to light, a wound of emotional excess, emotional overflow, but also offers the opportunity to broaden your understanding. With Chiron, it is about to heal. You must accept your animal, instinctive part, not as a flaw to fix, but as a strength to tame. You can't control the power of Aries. You learn to use it as it is, raw, vital, and courageous. So how to navigate these energies? You can channel your intensity, transform your anger or frustration into creative fuel. This means you don't dwell on the past, on regrets, on times you didn't speak up, on time you didn't assert yourself enough, or when you didn't give enough space to others. You transform that frustration into courage to break through your blocks. Think about the future, about what you would like to do next. Scorpion hates superficiality, so you go deep to the roots of things. You seek the truth and you act strategically. This is not the time to scatter your energy. Focus on what you really matters. You need to prioritize your top goals during this super full moon, because now it is all about you and what you want. This full moon calls you to act for inner transformation. During the timeline of this super full moon in Aries, try not to be fooled by what people say to you, not to overreact to provocations. So distance yourself, step back and create a protective bubble wherever you go. Or wear protective gemstone like obsidian, tiger eye, because it is very important to protect yourself individually during this super strong lunation. I wish you a beautiful, courageous and authentic super full moon. May we all be blessed with love and light. Thank you.